everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are doing another installment of Bought It and Forgot It. I'm going to share two products that I have purchased and then have forgot to use. So I am working on a Father's Day card for my husband that my kids can color inside and sign for him. And I thought that this is such a cute stamp set to bring to life. I can do each one of my kiddos. And then I am loving this die set. It is called You Made Me. It is so pretty. I have been wanting to do this for Father's Day for a couple years now. So this is the Father's Day where this card is going to come to life. So I'll link everything that I'm using down below, but the first thing I want to do is start by stamping out my images so I can get those colored. And I also have the coordinating dies right in the back here, so I'll use those in a bit. But let's go ahead and pull these out. And I know, well, it's easy. I have two girls and a boy. So I know I need the two girls and I need to decide which of the boy that I want. I want to do the one with the shorts because it is getting to be summertime. I'm gonna check also what I have. I like the little star as well. So I'm probably gonna do a couple of those. Maybe those can serve as the embellishments for this card. Okay, I have my Misty. Bring in my cardstock. This is just 80-pound cardstock. This is the cardstock that I like to use my Copics with, so I'll be sure to share it down below. So we need one girl, another girl, giving ample space also for me to be able to trim these out with my coordinating dies. And then we need a boy, and then I'm going to do 3 stars. I think that will be fun as well. Oh, come here. Actually, we can do those down here so we can save some cardstock. So let's do that. And because I intend to color with Copics, I'll use a Copic-friendly ink to stamp these out. Okay. All right. This is the first time I'm using these stamps. I'm so excited about these stamps. They are so cute. Aren't they fun? Okay, I need to press a little bit more pressure on that one. There we go. And I'm going to double stamp these so that I have really nice contrast. Okay. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay, and then what I'll do is simply move that star and I'm going to stamp that down 2 more times. Don't mind the little ink splotches that got everywhere. I had to do a little cleaning of my Misty door. Okay, let's go ahead and color. I gave these a little bit of time to dry. You want to give your ink time to dry, especially if you double stamp, which I always do. So give them some time to dry so that they don't end up smearing once you apply your markers. Okay, I'm going to start with picking out my colors here. So I know I want to do some pink. I know I want to do some brown for the shoes and some hair. I need to pick, let's see, I'm gonna do EOO for my skin color. I'm gonna leave it over here because then I'll know which one I'm using. I'm gonna need a blonde hair, so let's do Y32, and I'll just do one color for that shading. Actually, I can bring in Y21 for some shading there. We got a pink dress. We're probably gonna do some blue here. I don't do blue a ton, so let's bring in B0000 and BOO. And I'm listing all of these down below for you, so don't worry at all. And then, oh, you know what? I'm starting to think that a powder blue would be pretty for a card base for this. Okay, sorry, getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to think what I want for her outfit. I might have to kind of wait and see. I'm gonna bring this in so that I kind of keep it in mind when doing my color palette. In fact, I'm just gonna set it here so that I can keep my color palette in mind. I'm trying to think if I should maybe make her in orange or in a lilac. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop there because I know all of these colors are absolutely going to fit in with what I want to do. So I'm gonna stop there, let that all sit in confidence, right? And then I will decide her once I get these two done. Sometimes I just need to see the palette come together, and I'm going to keep my blue there so that I know what I am aiming for. Okay, loving this so far. Loving. I think I'm actually going to go with the orange because it'll keep it more masculine in terms of the color palette. Sometimes lilac can kind of make it a little girly. Okay, even though we have the pink. Okay, I have a daughter though that if I don't put her in pink on a card, she's like, where's my pink? So you gotta respect that. Okay, let's start with her because I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I will list all of the colors I'm using down below, but I am going to simply put some music on so that you can relax and enjoy the process. My process for coloring is doing light, dark, light. So I will do all over color with my lighter color. So for this particular example, I'm going to start with my pinks. So I'm going to choose my lighter pink, then I will come in and shade with my darker, then I will grab my lighter again to blend it out. So light, dark, light is my process. So you can just keep that in mind as I'm coloring and enjoy watching this come together. Okay, I am going to do that. Now, I did intentionally leave some things white, like the socks. I really love those to be white. And then I liked the checkered shorts to be white. I think that's really fun. Okay, again, all the marker colors that I used are going to be listed below for you. And now I'm going to grab those coordinating dies and we're going to cut those out. But first, let me trim these apart so that I can place those right through my die cut machine. I'm going to use my smaller one and those will fit. Now I am loving how it's looking with my powder blue cardstock, so that's going to be great. I'm loving that. Now let's do these. Now I love the stamp set because you can use this for a variety of things. Mother's Day, Father's Day, this would be really cute for a teacher card as well, any type of educator card. That would be really, really cool. So always think about stamp sets when you're grabbing them and how versatile they can be. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3. I'm loving how the coloring turned out. And then we have the star. I'll just add a little bit of tape so that I can get these trimmed out. And of course, we'll go back through and do the remaining stars as well. It's right on my machine here. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, and trim these out. You know, this is my favorite part. It's just, it's so fun to see them all trimmed out. They always look so polished. Taking that surrounding paper away and showing the final little look. Oh, they're so cute. Goodness gracious. Okay, so there's those. And then you know what I'll do is trim these off so that I can run them through with the little boy. Make quick work out of getting these all trimmed out. I'm sure that the kids will want to make their own cards as well, but I can't help but want to make him one as well. They're so fun, and he really does enjoy them. I was in his office the other day, and he has all of the cards that I've made for him on his little shelf, and it's like, oh, that's so cute. So I know he does appreciate all these little fun cards. Okay, so last little star, pop out there, and we're good to go. Now, what I'm thinking for the other die, let me find that again, and let's bring it out. So I think what I'll do is cut this out of white cardstock and then have the powder blue peeking through. I think that would be so neat. I'm pretty sure. We could also have it cut out of the powder blue and then have white cardstock peeking through. Both would be so cute. Let's try the first idea first. So let's trim the panel down, move these little cuties up, and I'm gonna trim this down to, let's see, how much space do I have? Let's just do 4 by 5 1/4 because I do want that blue to peek out the sides on our card. But I don't know that we have enough room to do more than that. Yeah, let's not do more than that. Okay, then I'm going to position this. Now, where would I like this? Oh, you know what would be cute is bringing it down and not necessarily centering it. It would also give us more room to, well, would it give us more room though? Actually, I might need to center that because I need more room to put the little cuties around. Okay, never mind, although that would be really cute. Okay, I'm going to bring that up maybe a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then let me tape that into position. And then off camera, I have my Platinum 6. I'm just gonna run this through really quick and cut these out, but I want to be sure to keep the little center. So I know I have an O, an E, and A, all of those little ones that have the middle of the letters. I want to be mindful to keep those because we're gonna need to, depending on the style that you want, you may or may not want to keep those to place in your card later, but I'll show you that in a bit. All right, so I'm gonna keep my plate handy to keep all of my other little middle pieces. And I'm just gonna gently get this tape up. There we go. Gently remove the rest of the tape. I'm just gonna kind of rock that back and forth to gently remove that from my panel so it doesn't rip. There we go. Okay. And as I mentioned, let's bring in one of these little guys. I want to keep those little middle pieces, so I can keep those over there, but let's grab the middle of this E and A, and it equally looks cute without them, so I might not even use these middle pieces in a bit, so we will see, but I want to give myself that option. Now you can also keep these letters and do something fun with those as well. That would be super cute. In fact, if you wanted to kind of bump those up on the card and use the letters and not this outline, you could do that too. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep all of my options open. Also, if you were making another Father's Day card, say for your father, you could make 2 in 1. You could do one like this, and then you could do one with the leftovers. Oh my gosh, so cute. Loving that. Okay, so now I just need to decide, do I want to just glue it or do I want to have it bumped up? Sorry, I showed that in the opposite way. Do I want to glue it or do I want to bump it up a little bit? Gosh, both ways are really neat. I think if I bump it up, there's going to be more contrast. So let's do that. So now we're just going to start building on the actual card base. So I'm going to move that, and then we have our little pieces here that I want to keep. Okay. Let's score our card base so that we can start working on that. I have my score buddy here, and I'm going to have a top folding card. This is 11 by 4 1/4, so half of 11 would give us 5 1/2. That's where we'll place our score lines. That's where we will fold the card. Okay, there you go. Okay, and then you can open this up. Now this next part's going to take us a bit of time because we're going to have to bump up a lot of these areas. Actually, it won't be too bad. I'm going to use a foam square. You can use foam tape if you find that to be faster. That's completely fine. But I'm going to use a foam square because I have a smaller version of these as well that also can be used for middle pieces, and they have the same height to them. So I like to do a foam square when I need a variety of sizes. Okay, so I can stick some smaller ones in there where needed. I know this seems like a lot, but I want to make sure this is bumped up really nice. Right. Now it's stuck to my hand, but I'm going to be honest, I am not going to go back through and put the middles in. I love how kind of retro that looks. So I think I'm going to let it be. Okay, is there a little mark? Nope, it was just something. Okay, let me center that the best that I can. Okay, and place that down. Oh, I love it. So you can go back through and do the middles if you'd like, but I am really loving that look for me. Okay, now I have all the little kiddos, so I just need to decide where they're going to go. I love the movement of her being there, just with the leg and everything kind of wrapping around that eye. And then I kind of want to disperse the color a bit. So let's have her here. I want to just break up the kind of warmer colors there with the red, or the pink and the orange, sorry. And then this little guy is cute here because he's by that O but not taking away from the O, which I think is super fun. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's going to be great. I could probably make, oh no, I liked her more like so. Now, do I want to bump them up? I don't. I want to put those down right on the card. So I think we have enough of the dimension, and I think that having those flat on the card is a better choice for what I'm going for. I'm going to grab tweezers so that I can select those and lay them down in the right spot easier. Sometimes if I have my fingers too much in the way, I can't quite place where I want. Okay. And I put glue on there. Wherever I need glue, it will tack down. Wherever I don't, it's simply going to dry. So there we are. Loving that. And here's our last little cutie. Oh, I love that. So cute. And again, finding supplies that I have not used and making really fun cards. Okay, so I want to add some of these stars. I think they add a really fun little look here. So I'm going to do something like that. I'm not going to overthink it. I like how that looks. This time I'm going to use a little picker up tool just to help me grab those smaller pieces and place those right on down. Now you could further go grab some embellishments and place those down, but I don't think it needs any more. So I'm going to stop there, but you could add sequins if you'd like as well to finish off your card. And that, my friends, is my final card. I love how that turned out. He is going to gasp. He's going to love this. I just know it. So everything that I use will be linked down below. You can click on the title of the video in order to access that source list of all of my materials. That way you can find it a little bit better. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to find the list of materials. So title of the video, just click on that and you'll see it pop up. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. Please be sure to give this a thumbs up if you did. And if you're celebrating Father's Day, happy Father's Day.